back, guys. We back. We've been gone for a minute, but we've been getting our shit together. You know, things happen. So now we trying to make it happen. The marvelous Big John. And then we have Sax 8 up in the building, y'all.
First off, put some respect on my name. It's Branson Sax. With a haircut, I'm handsome. The boy from Bronson Street, a.k.a. the hustling hitman, a.k.a. Nah, I ain't gonna do the AKA.
Hater Anonymous, you know what I'm saying?
Put some more respect on my name. I am your number one hater. I am the epitome of your hate. I am the bringer of bad news to you.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Yo, Eganos podcast back up in this piece. So, you know, we got a few things we want to talk about. Branson, why don't you let them know what we got going on up in this piece?
Yeah. So, you know, it's 6 o'clock where we at. So, you know, Sports Center is on, and I'm just really glad to see my girl Jemele Hill. So we going to talk about Donald Trump. Is he a white supremacist or not? So that's something we're going to touch on. You know, week 1 of the football season came and went. We got to talk about that because we in here in Indianapolis and the Colts are looking so that they need Kaepernick. I mean, Tolzien is looking horrible, but we're going to get on that. You know, Apple's dropping some new product. They got the Apple 8 and then the Apple X.
They just said fuck iPhone 9, huh?
Yeah. We gonna touch on that too because I don't like that. I just skip a whole number.
Skip the generation, you know.
Man. You know, but the Note did that too. The Note skipped 6 and they went straight to 7, something like that. Are there 63 players better than Carmelo Anthony in the NBA?
Hell no, but we gonna get on that subject when it happens.
But let's start it off. We were gonna talk about the girl in Chicago, but we ain't gonna get into that right now. We got some more information we need to look up. But I did want to talk about the Facebook detectives that I like. That man, I did not know so many people had side jobs as Facebook detectives, and they actually pretty decent.
Well, I don't know, man, because these stories that they was talking about, you know, looking through the girls' glasses or they showing different angles. I'm like, when y'all watched the video, I didn't see none of that. But then I had to go back and watch it after looking at the Facebook detectives' comments.
Man, them Facebook detectives were crazy. They had, you know, like you said, look in the girls' glasses. I see the boy with the red jacket. And then they posted everybody's personal address, full name. I mean, it was going down on Facebook on what was that, Tuesday? It was going down.
I want to know though, how come we can't get this love when a regular person gets killed? How come it has to be something tragic and just out the ordinary? But when stuff like this happened in the hood, we ain't doing nothing to solve them.
Where were these Facebook detectives when Biggie got shot? You know what I'm saying?
Or Tupac. Or Big L.
No, I know who killed Tupac. I know who killed Tupac.
Was it that nigga that was in the car with him?
No, it was Orlando Anderson. Orlando killed Tupac. A Little Al said it. He testified to it and from court. There's a thing, if you watch YouTube about the L.A. Crips in hip-hop, Little Al was Orlando Anderson's man, and he's in jail now saying Orlando's dead now, but he said Orlando killed Tupac, and he knows who killed Biggie, but it's not. He doesn't know the person. He knows the person who gave the order. So I'm just like, man, I didn't need Facebook detectives for Tupac, but I need some Facebook detectives for Biggie because I still haven't solved that. Neither has the LAPD.
But let me just send my respects out to the family in Chicago because no one should have to bury their daughter or any child. And the way she went out, it's a lot of unanswered questions and stories out there. So I'm gonna give my respects, you know, on this story. I didn't really want to get deep into it, but you know what we're talking about is the Facebook detectives out there. But
you know some Facebook detectives. You ran into some Facebook detectives recently, man. I heard. Will you call them detectives or snitches?
Man, I call them the feds. Man, the feds is watching, man. So you got to watch what you post on social media. When you posting on social media, to me, I use it. I have no filter, no conscience. So I really don't care what I post because it's entertainment. But you watch what you post because it can get back to the wrong sources. And if it gets back to the wrong sources, it can start controversy, you know?
I when I post something on Facebook, I have to like not name names because I want to at people who I'm talking about. I don't want it to seem vague. I want people to know exactly who I'm talking about. So it's like if I can't at you, if I feel like, oh, somebody's gonna go back and say this, I'll just send a personal message and be like, listen, this is how I feel. Because I'm not with all that, so-and-so said, because so-and-so might not say exactly what I said the way that I said it and the way that I meant it. So I would prefer that you hear it fresh from my lips to your ear, because I have that certain hate that I put on that I need you to hear and understand.
Hey, we got a lot of Facebook detectives out there just sitting there waiting for a post. Be careful.
Be careful, young niggas. Be careful. What's the difference between back in the day music and today? Because I've seen XXX Extension, Lil Uzi Vert dropped the album. I personally don't like Lil Uzi Vert's album. I like that all my friends are dead, pushing me to the edge. That's cool. But the rest of the songs, like there's a song called 444. That was decent. But other than that, like I couldn't really find something that I can be like, oh, let me push. Like I damn near would listen to that Drake playlist CD more than I listen to Lil Uzi Vert, and that's a shame.
Well, the difference in today's hip hop and back when we was growing up, our music had messages, had insight. Today's music has no insight, no message. It's about just putting something together, make it sound good, and I don't know. I can't really call it music because it don't sound like music to me. It sounds trash. It sounds horrible. And you got a few rappers out there that's making some noise, but that's like when we were growing up, it wasn't many rappers that sucked, because if you rap, you had to have content and flow.
You actually had to, saying something. You had to, even if you weren't saying nothing, it had to be like about something. Like everybody's talking about guns. Okay, everybody's talking about guns, but certain people could flip how they talked about guns.
But like in our era, we rapped about drugs, but we didn't rap about using drugs. It's like that in this day and age now. They're telling these kids, I'm popping Molly, X, Xannies, doing all this, feeling good. So it's like you telling kids now, it's like it's cool to do drugs, and it ain't. Like our rap didn't make it cool to want to sell drugs. They what they glorified is that they I don't even think they glorified. They just explained their life, and then as hip hop got more engrossed with the streets, you start seeing people come out that wasn't drug dealers, but what they can rap about is because that's what's selling.
I'm gonna put on blast my favorite local rapper from my neighborhood, and I mean I hope he's doing better now. I don't know what he's doing now, but there was a rapper named David Ear, and David Ear was on television. He was getting booked all over the city as an anti-drug. Like I remember a line. He said, "You can't get AIDS from giving hugs, but you can't get AIDS from doing drugs." And he was a just say no rapper. So I find out, 10 to 15 years later, David Reed was the biggest weed man on the streets. Allegedly.
Man, I was just about to say, did you just snitch? Dry rub on him. Man, you dropped the bomb.
I hope, like I said, my man ain't still selling weed. That's like a 40-year-old.
I hope the feds ain't listening neither. You know what I'm saying? Because if the feds listening, that's Branson Sachs. That's not JC, Big Crab, Trav, whatever they call me out there. This ain't me. Snitching is on Branson because he just
his last name did.
He just sat there and said, Man, the man was an anti-drug dealer.
Did
he
he
say it? Oh my God.
He had a video about like not doing drugs. It's like my mom was like, "Listen, watch this," and then it's like to come find out like he was booming out here, and I was like, "Bruh." So no,
I guess that's the way of America, huh?
But now,
we say what we not doing, and we doing what we're portraying we're not.
But now all these cats is talking about, oh, I am a drug dealer. I got weight. I got keys coming from overseas. He does not have no keys coming over from overseas. When that Tupac line, or that wasn't Tupac, but it was a. But it's like a lot of these rappers, we give them the credit now about being something they are definitely not, just because it sounds good. Like I remember when you got shot, you got clowned. Now, if you get shot, you 50 Cent.
Earn stripes. America, period. We just taking a turn for the worse, and our youth is the ones that we got to watch out for because they're the ones that's absorbing this stuff. Music is meant to be meaningful. It's meant to get the message across that we can't get across saying without, you have a platform. So you're supposed to use that platform to get the message across that you want to get. Now, I don't know what message they're sending nowadays. When I first start listening to hip hop, I listened to hip hop for the beat. As I grew into it, I started listening for the lyrics because there was some beats out there I didn't like, but the lyrics were so good, you had no choice but to like the beat. Nowadays, I've reverted back going to listening to music strictly for the beat. I don't listen for lyrics no more because there is no lyrical, unless you're like Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, it's very sparing out there. I can't even probably name 5 hip hop artists that give me great lyrics that's from the new era.
Well, I've brought up artists that I like. I remember he got a lot of flack for saying that ooey gooey, fruity Louie, what I usually do, jump, stump.
Who's that, Mr. Brain?
Hootie hoo.
Mr. Brain?
Nah, that's a Killer Cam. That's the rhyme that they always clown him. But I want to give him another rhyme that he had on The Rock when his the album that he had with the Rockefeller was featuring Memphis Bleak and Benny Siegel. Actually, Ludacris said that this was one of his top lines ever. And I'm just gonna read the first part. So he says, "Go ahead, stupid. I'm a F with them chicks. I'm the third little piggy. I'm a F with them bricks. Better yet, the bakery, I got pies and cakes. Niggas think doubling is turning 5 to 8. I turn 8 to 20, 20 to 100, 100 to 1,000, that to 100,000. All in front of housing. Close the mall down, dog. No one's allowed in. I'm copping everything. I'm done with browsing. It's the Top Don, GlockPalm.com. Get your shit Rockman, like Hasim Rockman. Now, that I'll never hear from Little Uzi Vert. I'll never hear that from Little Yachty. And that's my problem.
And man, Cameron ain't even one of like the top 5 artists in lyrics in that era. And
whoa.
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 But he's biased. He Dipset's one of his favorites. You
Dipset.
still saying he's biased.
Dipset. You dipshit.
But for real, for him to even say that, hip hop is, people can say hip hop is taking a different direction, but I think hip hop is taking a downfall just because of the message it's sending. We got to get better messages. Hip hop will always be, to me, about lyrics.
So, with saying that, what do you think the song of the summer is? And I'll give you 3. I'll give you 3 to pick from, so you don't have to think about it, because I know thinking is hard for you.
Yo, daddy, nigga.
Playboy Cardi, Magnolia, in New York, a Millie Rock, right in my sock.
But I don't think that's just hot. Like, you got a lot of hot songs.
Wait. French Montana, Unforgettable, which was also, the beat of that was also made in Terre Haute, Indiana by some young kids, a kid of Indian descent and another kid of Caucasian descent. So you always thinking, the hardest beats are made by, Pharrell or Timbaland. Like, no, this little white boy and Indian boy got together and they made that beat for Drake. Actually, Drake didn't like it. They sent it to some other dude, and he finessed it a little bit to what we hear now. But the original beat came from these two guys in Terre Haute, Indiana, and they made it like in the 13th hour of the Drake playlist CD, the More Life CD. It was supposed to be on the More Life CD, and it kind of fit that vibe for More Life. Now, the song I think is the song of the year, Bodak Yellow, Queen Cardi B. These is bloody shoes. That doesn't sound like nothing. What is that? That's like that's not the beat for Bodak Yellow. That's the hi hats for that's not the beat though. That's the hi hats. Play the beat. What's the beat sound like? But what did you got? What you got for the song of the summer?
Well, you know what? I have to honestly say Bodak Yellow is the song of the summer because last year it was Young M.A. and Bodak Yellow got the song of this summer. You gotta give props to them two chicks from New York shutting it down. Two female artists having the song of the summer. It's one last year and one this year, and then they come with it because that little bitch you can't fuck with me if you wanted to. These expensive, these is red bottoms, these is blood shoes. That flow is, I'm going to keep it real. Her shit's better than majority of the shit out.
I mean, let's give credit to where credit is due. I can't just let Bodak Yellow ride without mentioning Kodak Black, because that was no flocking freestyle, and he basically let her live, and now she's getting money. But Kodak Black is doing good. He got that Transporting. It's like number 44 on the chart, so he's doing good on his own. But I would say, is New York hip hop being brought back by female rappers?
I don't know, because Remy Ma came in nice. She came out, because that all the way up. But, who knows? Because Nicki's from New York. So, is New York being dominated by the women? Are they? I don't know.
No, I just know. I just hope Iggy Azalea has no place in this year for hip hop. I hope she has several seats, and I don't want to hear nothing. You know what? I would like to see her act, and if she could act, if she could play in some movies, hopefully T.I. she gets back with T.I. and T.I. can help her in her movie career. But I don't want to basically. But I don't want to see. I don't want to hear her any rap about nothing because she can't create that fancy feel, and I didn't even like fancy that much.
Man, nowadays with social media, anybody can be a rapper. Anybody can get something out there that's hot. You seen that little retarded nigga that they got out there? You ain't seen little retarded rap? Oh man, we'll talk about that on the next one.
Let me give a shout out to some rappers that like Rich Chigga. Rich Chigga got a new song or a song that I like. I like XXX Tension's song called Riot, and I like Look at Me. I like Ski Master Slump God.
Man, all right, we talking about hip hop, but I'm going to give shout outs to my hometown because right now they doing a little bit. I'm going to give shout out to Nipsco Gang. I'm going to give shout out to Money Maniacs. I'm going to give shout out to Ball Team. I'm going to give shout out to Tail Ross. I'm going to give shout out to Lil Stinky over there on the southeast side. Real talk. I'm going to give shout outs to my hometown because right now you can't tell me I ain't been banging them in my whip when I go to work, when I go home. I be putting it in. So everyone out, we talking about hip hop and we ain't mentioning our hometown. Yeah, I have to give y'all a shout out to let y'all know that we are thinking about you also.
I mean, I take offense to that because I feel like I'm one of the realest rappers ever to come out of South Bend, Indiana, because all my rhymes are real. I didn't have that many rhymes, but they all real though.
What album you put out? What singles you drop? What credentials do you have out there?
I got the single with my boy Stay Heezy, Section 8, and I got the single with my boy T Jilla, the Rap Gorilla, Shout out to my crotch.
All right. Well, I ain't seen none of them on MTV Jams. I ain't seen no YouTube channel. Now, I'm going to keep it real. You know, I've heard you flow a couple times, and I'd be like, okay, he got a little bit. You know, he can probably drop a little album out there. I'm going to keep it real because if Lil Uzi Vert can drop an album, you know, Sax can drop an album.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to keep
just
100.
saying, it takes some time. Listen, I credit myself on all my rhymes being real. So it takes time to live these experiences and then put them in a witty flow, you know. But if you go back, if you got any of the mixtapes that I used to produce, we used to put songs on those mixtapes, and you hear any of my raps, you can challenge me on any of them, and I could tell you the exact thing that happened on that, you know, every rhyme that I got. So, you know, that's how I feel like I'm the top 5 realest rappers from South Bend that lived in Arlington Heights off of Chipstead. Top 5.
All right. We gonna drop this on that one. We gonna end this because he talking about he top 5. Man, he top. He top. You ain't even in the top 5, you know. But while we talking about top, you know, we're gonna talk about the top players in the NBA because reading the article today and they said Carmelo's number 64. I'm trying to figure out who's 63 better than him.
Dog, they had a nigga who's never played basketball professionally in an official game, Lonzo Ball, ahead of Carmelo Anthony. That's when I said, you know what? This list has got no credibility.
None at all. Carmelo has put in work. Yeah, he ain't won no championships, but individual talent, you can't sit here and tell me there are 63 players better than Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony is one of the top elite athletes in the country.
I'm limited on my basketball knowledge. I would say LeBron James, Kevin Durant, maybe Steph Curry.
So this is what we're going to do. You baseball, you know, you do good. Basketball, you know, that's my forte. You know, so I'm going to go ahead and let you know Carmelo is on the lines of Anderson Russell, or what's his name for the Cubs? Like who would be an elite baseball player? Because LeBron would be like Derek Jeter.
LeBron,
you could even say you could say
LeBron would be like Giancarlo Stanton.
You could see
hitting 63 homers this year.
Okay, you know what? But I'm going back old school. You could say Carmelo's like Alex Rodriguez in his prime, Ken Griffey.
Alex Rodriguez with the Texas Rangers. Alex Rodriguez with the Texas Rangers couldn't win a championship, but he was far better than everybody else. Everybody, even Derek Jeter, and I don't like to say that.
And I'm not going to say Melo's better than everybody else, right. But Melo's a force that can't be stopped. The only person that stops Melo is him. He can score when he won't. It's not 63 players greater than him. I think this list throws other factors in, and that's if you're playing pure talent, Melo is not 64. That means you're just going off some other factors, or you're trying to say he's old and put young players at the top.
I think there's 63 players on a better team than Melo. But if Melo was on any of those teams, Melo would have been ranked higher because Melo would have a lot more accolades. He just gets a lot of flack for shooting a whole bunch, but I'm not passing to only Porzingis. That's the only person I'm passing to. Matter of fact, I'm dribbling the ball up. I'm the new point guard. I'm the captain. Like, look at me. I'm the captain. I'm the point guard. I'm the shooting guard. I'm the shooting forward. Porzingis is the center, and he's the power forward. And the rest of y'all,
just get in where you fit.
You touch the ball and get it back to me. Don't you dare shoot that ball. I swear to God. Man, if I would throw the ball at people if they shot it. I'd be like, if you don't hit, I'm a fight you. So I see you holding that new Apple. Oh no, that's not the new Apple phone. That's the old.
We got jokes. I see how you do now, boy. You ain't about to get me. Yeah, I got the 6S Plus. I don't really
man.
care. I'm missing the series. Man, these things, man, Apple coming out with that new phone, you really ain't got to jump into the next series as soon as it comes out because they come out with the next platform like 5 days later after they drop the new phone. So it's like, what more do I need to do? And I'm like not even thinking about upgrading my phone now. $1,000 for that new boy.
The X costs $1,000, and like he said, basically all you got to do is get, if you have the current or the second to current phone, you're going to get the new update of the iOS, and that's what's important. The iOS updates, if you can still get the iOS updates, you're going to get most of the features that they have. You just won't get the main feature. You won't have that animation.
You won't get the phone features, but you're going to get the features of the software, and that's all you want. At the end, I don't need face recognition. You really think I want that shit? Motherfucker be up in the bed, up in there motherfucker sleeping. Then your girl sit there, ching, ching. Next thing you know, she all up in your shit. Just got your shit because your face was recognized. Man, I'm cool.
But I'd like to also note from Team Samsung that we had facial recognition on the Note 7. We had all that technology on the Note 7 that y'all just now getting on the Apple X for $1,000. So I'm gonna let you live.
But they had it on the iPad or the Macs already, so they had the technology. They just didn't unload it on the phones. So the crazy part is why Samsung is hating. They are running off Apple's platform.
They did not have. They did not have the facial recognition. Samsung had that proprietary, and they had it for the 2 years. Then they allowed iPhone to have it. That's why iPhone has it. iPhone copies Samsung now. iPhone used to lead in technology, and Samsung used to fall back. But it was around the Samsung 6, the 6S, where they demolished the iPhone 6, and then they went to the 7, and then it just was downhill for iPhone.
Man, but like I tell everybody, both phones do the same. It's user preference. Who do you prefer, iPhone or Android? People going to be like, I like Android, but they going to give you a bogus ass reason why they don't like iPhone, but they like Android. No, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying people in general.
iTunes is why I hate iPhone.
But how can you hate iPhone? Because of iTunes, boy, that catalog is long.
No, the Apple Music kind of saved it, but back in the day, iTunes, you had to put every music through your iTunes. I don't want to use iTunes. Maybe I just want to use my media player. With my Samsung, I could just use my any media player and play any music. I don't have to run it through iTunes, and they know exactly what I got. Nobody want all that information. I don't want them to have that information.
So it goes back to user preference. Right. But we good on that because at the end of the day, you get the phone, you don't get the phone. Or you just go ahead and do what you do and keep your phone. Either way, you're still going to be able to make calls. You're still going to be able to get on the internet. You're still going to be able to use the same apps that they using and still drop the same things. Now, your phone will run a little slow, but, it happens when you got to upgrade,
I just say if you need a new camera, if your camera is older than the new, people say, oh, man, people always compliment me like, man, I got an iPhone and I don't get those great pictures. It's like, I don't know. I got the HDR on my Samsung. That's the only thing that's different. So I buy phones based off of camera use. Like I like to take pictures and I want them to be super clear. So whoever's got the best camera, that's who I'm leaning towards. And that's really iTunes. That's kind of hurting it. But if the iPhone had a better camera, I would fuck with them.
You must didn't see that new camera then, because boy, man, I'm gonna tell you the truth now. Everybody about to be photographers with these phones, man, because they got you being able to take pictures and do portrait styles and do things of that nature. Real talk. They showed the stuff yesterday where they was like, here, you can go ahead and dim the background. Man, what? come on, I'm about to be out here taking, and the way fall is in the Midwest, man, I'm about to be out here taking pictures, posting Instagram, and be like, boom, pow. People going to be like, oh, that looks so pretty.
Yeah. Actually, that technology was on my 7. I can dim the background already.
Whatever, man. We still talking about the iPhone or whatever. Cause I'm getting tired of this fella always talking about airtime. We talking about my phone. Fuck his phone.
You watch the Colts this Sunday, man? You watch any football this Sunday?
Man, I watched a little bit, but first week of football this year, man, I don't know. It wasn't very entertaining.
I just got something to say to all you Colt fans out there because I'm a 49er gang. Your quarterback is trash. Scott Tolzien is trash.
Dumpster juice.
I mean, the LA Rams are the trash out of the NFC West, and y'all let them put damn near 40 points up against y'all. Scott Tolzien threw 2 pick sixes. Kaepernick is not sitting on the bench for nothing, or not sitting on his couch for nothing. They need to call Kaepernick and be like, listen, let's give you a try. Anything. Give anybody a try. You got Jacoby Brissett from the Patriots. Anybody. Anything is better than Tolzien. Luck injured is better than Tolzien. I just don't know what the Colts was doing. It was a waste of time. So then I went and watched other games. I saw the Chiefs gave it to the Patriots. I didn't even expect that.
I went to sleep and woke up and it was like 42-27. Oh, man, the Patriots beat the Chiefs' ass. Then it said Chiefs beat Patriots. I said, but then watching that first half of the game, Edelman's out. The Patriots just didn't look in sync. They look like, they missing some pieces and, it's going to be hard to repeat. NFL's a little different this year, but we're going to see after, first couple weeks that what goes on, because you really don't know what you got until about week 4 in the NFL, and by that time, when the train is rolling.
Atlanta Falcons beat the Bears. Shout out to Little Brown. He was upset that the Bears lost.
What's new about the Bears?
He was like,
motherfucker.
He was like, man, Notre Dame lost, so I hit him the next day. It's like, oh, hold this L because the Bears lost. He got upset. He's a little mad. He's a little mad about that. But the Bears actually did a decent job on defense.
Hey, they just messed up at the last segment because, the last series, they couldn't get in the end zone.
Man, just like Notre Dame couldn't complete a pass with 2 minutes left. Man, that was embarrassing. We almost had them, man. We almost had them.
Almost ain't good enough, player. But what's next? What you got for? What you got for me? Do you got some fire?
What I got next, nigga?
You got that fire?
Man, listen. Shout outs to Jemele Hill, because when she starts saying something that's not true, I'ma unshout her out. But she went on Twitter. I don't know. She got the hen juice flowing. She was sitting there. She was, counting her money. She was like, I'm paid than a motherfucker. So she's like, I'm going to get on Twitter and say what the fuck I want to. And she messed around and called Donald Trump a white supremacist.
And her line of work, she ain't supposed to say nothing. She was just supposed to be like, this and that. But I'm on her team. Speak your mind, boo. Say what you feel. Don't use your platform for what you can. Because now you have put one of the top rated shows at a crossroad. And they don't even know how to handle this situation.
Sarah Huckabee is the spokesperson for the White House, and she's calling for her job. So I'm like, well, let's look at the facts. If Obama did any of the things that President Trump is doing, how long would he last? How long could he stay in office saying grab a girl by the coochie? How long?
He wouldn't even have been able to move in. He'd have been if he'd have said that during this political trail, he wouldn't even have got to be president. So that wouldn't have happened.
I'm not saying whites are supreme. So I'm just saying they have an advantage that you can go basically be a rich white man and do a whole lot of things that a rich black man could never even fathom. I don't care how much money you have as a black man. You cannot get away with doing certain things that Donald Trump has been. And Donald Trump also seems like a hater. He seems like anything that Obama has done, he wants to get rid of.
Man, he leads the Player Haters Association. You know, his name's Trump with that damn toupee on his head. But real talk, you know, he ain't my president. I don't even look at Donald Trump as a president. He bought that presidency if it was me. You know, at the end, I don't think, he got
the presidency because all these women, you know, talking about, oh, he's so horrible, but they didn't go vote. So it's like, y'all think he's so horrible and y'all hate Hillary so much, y'all let Trump win the election. So that's your president because everybody else didn't vote. Not because everybody voted, everybody else didn't vote. And that's why your president is who he is.
Well, he ain't going to be in too long because I feel an impeachment. 2 years max if he even gets that, because his decision making, the way he talks to people, and how he comes across, that's just not very presidential. But, you know,
he said both parties are at fault when the white supremacists was marching and they killed somebody. He said both parties are at fault. What?
I just think he's very controversial and he likes controversy, and, you know, he's a person that we don't need directing us in a direction. You know, I think if we read the Bible and they say that day of doom is coming, I seriously might think it's soon, because he's leading a path to destruction that, you know, you got to get right with God on this one, because he's leading us in a way that I don't even know where we're going. And how he's dictating, you know, makes you think, where are we going as a country? What do we want as a country? What are we willing to take as a country? I'm just tired of us sitting here reverting back to the old ways and blaming and using racism. We all are people and we need to come together. We need to be as one. You know, we can't be sitting here fighting this war against each other when we're fighting the war against other countries. So, you know, we got to get them up out of there some way, somehow, because I agree with Jemele Hill. Anytime you can agree with a group of people, and that's not because I'm black. If we had a black group of people out there that was wrong, I would be on saying that they're wrong. But unfortunately, it was a white supremacist group that started this. But
if the gangbangers in Chicago were marching down the street talking about let gangbanging flourish, let gangbanging happen, let us kill each other, I would denounce all of that. I'd be like, yo, y'all brothers is tripping.
Because it's not a way of life. It's not a way to raise kids. It's not a way to live. So this is not something that we want. He says gang banging. White supremacy is gang banging. That's just another, y'all just use another word to, instead of gang banging, to make it sound like it's something like a club or something. No, that's another form of a gang.
And another hot take I'm going to give, if you are a person of the majority and you do not denounce the actions of white supremacists / the new KKK movement, I feel like you are a part of it. I feel like if you don't denounce it and you don't say something against it, you're for it. I'm tired of all this. People in the majority just, oh, well, I'm in the majority and I want to keep things cool and I want everything to, because it's working out for me. No, it's time out for that. It's quiet for all that. You need to speak up. If you don't speak up, if you see something and you don't say nothing about it, you are okay with it and you like it the way that it is. So that's how I feel, and you can take it how you want to take it. I'm just saying, anybody in the majority, and you know who you are.
Well, we're going to end our show on that note, because he sounds like he got a little heated in his feelings, so I'm going to let him calm down. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm going to let him calm down. But hey.
Get my 4-5.
Y'all, Eganos, we back. We're going to come back, you know. Everyone gets it. No one is safe. That's why, you know, we're going to touch on some topics. We're going to do this right. We're going to go ahead, you know, try to go ahead and Branson.
Put some respect on on my name.
I forgot. I called the government.
Now Trump is on my head. In the back room, we out, bitch.